Have you ever passed a brand and wondered why did they choose that name? Well, today we're going to satisfy that curiosity by revealing the stories behind the names of major fashion brands. The next time you go out shopping with your buddies, you can surprise them by spitting out some really cool facts. Nike. The founder wanted to name his brand Dimension 6, while his employees told him that the name was unspeakably bad. Luckily, one guy came to the rescue by suggesting calling the brand Nike. Nike, as in the Greek goddess of victory. Adidas. Adidas is a combination of its founder's first and last name. AD came from Adolf, and Das came from Dassler. Next are brands with a darker story. Hugo Boss. Hugo Boss is named after a guy called Hugo Boss, but what is not so obvious is that the founder was once a uniform supplier for the Nazi Party. Did the founder support Hitler to save his company, or was he a true sympathizer? Banana Republic. Banana Republic sounds more like a Minion movie than anything else, but its original meaning refers to third world countries whose resources and independence have been taken over by powerful foreign entities. Ralph Lauren. His real name was Ralph Lifshitz, but other kids made fun of him because his last name had the word shit in it. Not wanting to be bullied, he switched it to Lauren. Next, on to the high ends. Louis Vuitton. It took the founder 2 years to walk to Paris. Along the way, he did odd jobs and slept in abandoned shelters. In Paris, he worked as an apprentice for a successful trunk maker. He even became the personal box maker for the Empress of France. Later, he established his own brand and named it after himself. Gucci. The founder of Gucci had a job as a lift attendant at a famous hotel. This allowed him to observe and interact with many rich and famous individuals. Over time, he understood the taste of wealthy people. Using that knowledge, he opened a shop in his own name. And wisely, he decided to use only the last bit of his name. Chanel. A 12-year-old French girl was placed in an orphanage. Living in a convent, nuns taught her how to sew. Using her sewing skills, she opened her very first shop in 1910. Her name was Coco Chanel. And Channel is a French name meaning canal, reflecting the beauty of European riverscapes. Burberry. Apparently British weather is pretty horrible, because a young Thomas Burberry decided to dedicate his life fighting British weather. Burberry's founding principle states that clothing should be designed to protect people from the British weather. I guess Burberry wasn't a fruit after all. Next are brands inspired by real places. North Face. North Face is named after the north side of a mountain. In the northern hemisphere, the north face of a mountain is generally the coldest, iciest, and most formidable route to climb. Old Navy. The founder got that name from a bar he liked in Paris. Personally, the word old gives the brand an outdated feeling. Maybe they were marketing it to an older generation. Lastly, we have the 4 rising stars. Under Armour. The founder fell in love with the name Body Armor at first, but his trademark was denied. One day, his brother asked how his company was doing, but his brother forgot the exact name, so he called it Under Armour. Superdry. While brainstorming in a bar in Tokyo, the founders were attracted by the bright colors and bold text on the Japanese food packaging. They also noticed that many of the items had the word super on it, so they decided to include the word super into their brand. The name Superdry gives a cozy vibe as keeping dry is really important for comfort. Uniqlo. The name Uniqlo resulted from a spelling mistake. Uniqlo was supposed to be a contraction of the word unique clothing, but the guy registering the name misread the letter C as the letter Q, and that's how we got Uniqlo instead of Uniqlo. The name is still unique and nice sounding, so hopefully the guy wasn't fired. Lululemon. The founder of Lululemon said that Japanese customers are intrigued by company names containing the letter L. Apparently, brand names with many L's sounds more Western to Japanese buyers, thus raising the brand's perceived status. Congratulations on making it to the end. You have unlocked a bonus business lesson. The main lesson here is to showcase the power of branding. When we hear those brand names, we don't think about their historical references. We think about their designs, status, and popularity. We think about the athletes and famous personalities who endorse the brand. The meaning and reputation of brand names are almost entirely recreated using marketing and branding strategies.